Alright, hello YouTube, Handheld Guru 97, back here today with another video. If you guys haven't read the title, then you really have no idea what you're about to see, but I'm going to show you my handheld games and my handheld game systems. So enough of staring at my lovely dresser and my hand now. Let's look at my handhelds. Part 1, Part 2, so there's some of my DS systems. You cannot see them. And Part 3. Alrighty. Yeah. And just for those of you who are wondering, I bought most of these handhelds myself, except for maybe 3. No, wait, more like 4. Give or take that many. By 1 or something. Alright, now, I'll go in chronological order of which handheld I got first. So, here's one lined up first. My Gameboy Advance SP, my first handheld I got in the year 2004 for my 7th birthday. As you can see, it still holds up pretty darn well and is in good shape. For those of you wondering, is this a good handheld? And yes, it is a really good handheld. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's very nice because, I mean, you can play Game Boy Advance games and original Game Boy games for the first, well, in America, for the first and last time in glorious Lite, and for the Game Boy Color games like this, one up top, Snoopy Tennis, it'd be the first and last time you could play a game like that in frontlit or backlit. I have a frontlit model, because the backlit one did not come out until 2005, I think. Alright, after that, in Christmas of 06, just move those out of the way, I got a DS Lite. This thing helped turn me from a casual gamer into a hardcore gamer with help of games like Pokemon, Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest, etc. Yes. However, if you have like a Game Boy Micro, an SP, I would not recommend this, especially for small children. As you can see, I got this when I was only 9, and I dropped it a lot like I did with my Game Boy Advance SP, because the Game Boy Advance SP is virtually invincible. But unfortunately, this machine right down there was destroyed, and that brings me to my next handheld, just Nintendo DSi, which I got about a week after it launched in 2009. It was the first handheld I bought for myself, which, pretty big deal right there. I love the DSi, one of my favorite handhelds. Super awesome, DSi shop, DSiWare, cameras, all the great games from the DS Lite onto this, awesome. Of course, you can't play your Game Boy Advance games, but minor loss, not too bad. Because my next handheld, this was the beginning of my collection really, the Gameboy Micro. Can only play Game Boy Advance titles, cannot play Game Boy original or Game Boy Color games because of 2 reasons in my opinion. They will still fit. They look kind of unsightly if you agree with me. Yes, so yeah, I mean, if you get like a DSi but you don't have an SP or a DS Lite anymore, Micro's a great handheld to get. But if you really, you could get a SP for a lot cheaper than the Micro, so. But still, Micro's a nice little handheld. Next up is my current favorite handheld, the Nintendo 3DS. Of course, it's not on, as you can see, but I have my cloth to protect my screen and to wipe off all the fingerprints that I get on it daily. Alright, after that, I got, in about October of 2011, this machine right here. Wait, no, actually, hang on. I keep forgetting this handheld. I don't know why. Mainly because of, I keep forgetting of its release, but the Game & Watch Ball Club Nintendo reissue. So you can see right back there. Yeah, I got this from Club Nintendo. I started an account only so I could just save up and get this little novelty item. If you have a Club Nintendo account, best reward on there. If they offered Kid or Chris AR cards, I might say otherwise, but they don't yet. On the date Friday, June but yeah, if you get one of these, it's great. Just don't sell it on eBay yet. Wait till they go out of production. Yeah. And if you see one on eBay, you don't have a Club Nintendo account, get it only if you're like, I'm never going to be able to afford the original one, so what the heck. Now we go to the color. Alright. Game Boy Color. Got this in October of 2011, about a month after Game & Watch Ball. It's pretty... I like the Game Boy Color. Very nice handheld. The only thing that is an issue or con for me is the fact that this is not backlit or bigger. But makes up for it in portability, unlike that behemoth over there, which, as it turns out, is my next handheld that I got in October of 2011. Yeah, I mean November of 2011. I got that in October, sorry. Now, compared to the Game Boy Color, would I recommend this machine? No. I mean, I would highly, highly recommend the Game Boy Color, even though it's missing that all-important back or front light. This, if you grew up in the 1980s, or are a collector like me, that's the only reason you should get one. Because otherwise you could just get all of that experience right on there. Because, yeah, I mean right there, or even on here with Lite. But, yeah, if you're a collector, great little thing to get. Actually, it's not little, it's ginormous, but we're going to my next handheld, which is even bigger. The Atari Lynx. Alrighty. As you can see, I put my front handheld, my smallest handheld, in front of this behemoth. Just so, for size comparisons. Yeah. Pretty small little handhelds right there. Alright, there's the Lynx. Ta-da. I got this in early 2012. And I love this handheld. It's so awesome. I mean, it might look really big and uncomfortable, but it's not actually. It's a nice little handheld. Pretty cool handheld. I mean, I've got my carrying case with games in it and all that. The only problem with it is it's really ginormous, and the cartridges are really small, flat-like things. Not as small as DS cartridges, but yeah, Lynx, great handheld. I would recommend it if you want to spend a lot of money on one of them, because they're not cheap, ironically. Okay, there it goes in. Top, and we'll just set that right there, okay. Alright, then about a month after that, I bought a Geo Pocket Color. Yeah, now, I've done this in almost every video I've done on the Geo Pocket Color, but I'll do it again. I love that joystick. Pretty awesome handheld, like I said. Yeah, there are my games. I'll just show these off real quick so I don't have to do it later. Yeah, all my games. I won't be doing a collection video on this because I don't have a lot of games on it. Got one more in there. It's Pac-Man. I just won't pull it out though because it's kind of hard to do it with one hand. Love the Geo Pocket Color, but again, like the Lynx, it is expensive. Now, my next handheld is one of my more recent ones, and another one. Alright, now for those of you who watch my channel or subscribe to it, which currently there are only 3, can't wait to come back and watch this video in 5 years when I have like 6. Yeah. Now, like this machine, and that machine right there, they haven't been reviewed. Why? Well, I keep delaying that review. I don't know why. I need to. This machine has one big problem. I mean, watch this. The sound and everything works on it. Amazing. Look at that. Works great, but why have I not reviewed it? Well, one problem. Well, it's actually, yeah, it's really one problem, because it's that. There's only one game. And some of you might be like, well, one game's enough to review a system, and it really isn't. You need a lot of games. I mean, I did not review my Geo Pocket Color till I had 3 games, because mine originally also came with a Sonic game. Yes, but, yeah, so I'm accepting donations of Game Gear games. Just don't send me Sonic the Hedgehog 2, please. And I know if I do get donations that one of you will send me Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it will be annoying. I really just need maybe 1 or 2 more games. Really, just maybe that many more. Like, yeah, just send me anything. It would be really helpful. So, donations. donate to the cause of the Game Gear. Just don't worry about the 3DS. I'll review that eventually. Okay, Game Gear. Alright. Moving on to my... Oh, whoops. Ow. Okay, sorry about that. Sun visor just fell. Look up there. Okay, there you go. Now to another handheld. The Sony PSP 1000, my most recent handheld, which I bought off my brother for $12. Well, why did I get it for so cheap? Well, for one, he is cheap, so he only gave me one game, which is why it hasn't been reviewed, and it's broken. Yes, the power switch is broken. If any of you know a cheap source to get a PSP 1000 fixed for less than like $50, that'd be great, and I could review it, because PSP games are cheap at GameStop right now. Yes, and then of course over here, I'm not show this off yet, my Game Boy games. I'll do a video on this when I have more. Tetris, Pac-Man, all sorts of stuff. Then if you want to know more about my Game Boy Advance collection, please go watch my Game Boy Advance video collection. That's pretty awesome, I must say. First collection video I did. AR cards are right there. That's really about it. So for those of you wondering which one is my all-time favorite handheld, I can't answer that. I'll just give you my top 5 in a random order because I can't do this in an official order. So 3DS, DSi, awesome handhelds. Lynx rocks, really big, but it still is just awesome. Awesome. And Geo Pocket Color and Gameboy Color, they're just awesome. I don't know which one of these is the best. I did a comparison video on it. I was leaning towards the Color then. I might be leaning towards the Neo Geo Pocket Color now. I really don't know. They're just both awesome. Pick one of these up now, except it's expensive like the Lynx. Yeah, what would be my least favorite right now? Really, considering I only have one game for it, it has to be my Game Gear. I mean, would I recommend it? Yeah, but if you spend $50 on it, there's a good chance that the sound will be broken on it. Why not spend about $50 on a Lynx, Model 2 of course, because Model 1s are about $60, with fully working sound and fully working screen, full color screen, which is kind of nice to have, but yeah, mine's fully working. I think the cap readers are slowly glowing out right down there on my speaker, but I think I can get a few more years out of it if I don't overplay it, which I don't think I will be. So donate, please. Donate to the Game Gear cause, and I'll review it. And I'll also send out a shout out to whoever donates. Yeah. Well, YouTube, thank you for checking out my handheld game collection. Please comment on your memories or which one of these in my wonderful little collection is your favorite. Donate Game Gear games. Tell me a cheap source to get my PSP 1000 fixed. Or just like this video. I mean, I will hopefully update this video maybe in a year or so, because I'm not going to stop collecting handhelds. There might not seem like there's a lot out there, but there are plenty more where this comes from, I'll tell you that much. There's like the Vita, there's the DS Fat, there's the Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Lite. I want to complete the whole Game Boy collection, Game Boy Advance Original, all sorts of stuff. So I'm not done yet. Don't worry, I'll have plenty more content coming from this channel. Well, YouTube, thank you for watching my handheld game collection video. I'll see you later.